We're back on the Freudian couch, featuring my very good associate, Stitch. I'll be talking about workplace intervention. So I'm going to use a very popular example that my professor always uses. Firefighters, obviously, have to put themselves in danger and to save other people's lives, and this is linked to their ill health because they might get burned, they might need to go to the recovery center, they might struggle with PTSD. So this work characteristic, like, it comes with a lot of baggage. There could be a lot of problems that could occur. So we have three different stages: primary, secondary, and tertiary. So primary, we might want to make an intervention to ensure that factor A, aka the fire, is managed well. 2, we want to protect the employees against the effects that factor A might have on them. And 3, if we can't achieve either primary or secondary, we're going to look at how this damage might be repaired. So if you can't remove it, if you can't reduce it, then you need to help your employees and your staff with dealing with it. Primary intervention addresses the issue at its source. We want to get rid of that source. And if we can, then great. But if we can't, we just try and keep them safe. So this includes things like training, protocol, gears, protective equipment. And if all of that goes wrong, then you send them to the burn unit or you send them to get fit and healthy. But ultimately it's about our priorities. Now, sadly, most organizations don't have primary interventions. While it's the most cost-effective one and early intervention is always the better option, usually they just have secondary or tertiary level interventions. What's the point of healing them if you're just gonna throw them back into the fire to get burnt again? It'll just be a cycle, and we need to address those underlying issues in order to ensure that our employees are gonna be healthy and fit, and that also as the organization we can save money, we can save time, we can save resources. You might say, okay, so why don't organizations do this? Why do they go for the secondary and the tertiary option instead? And it's simple. Primary interventions are more specific to organizations. Most consultancies, not all of them, but most consultancies like to package up a solution very nicely. They're like, oh, well, this mindfulness program is going to completely fix the situation. Yeah, your employees are stressed, but if they attend this meditation course, then everything is gonna be fixed. And while it might work for a little bit, it's not a long-term option, because if the environment is what is stressing them out, then they might do meditation, push them away from their job, might help them for a little bit, but then they're back in that environment and they get stressed again.